Hi everyone, it is very early in the morning. I think my voice barely woke up. I have my coffee here, but yeah, my boys decided it was time to wake up. And that was like 5 o'clock. So I thought, might as well do something useful before I sit down for work. Oh my god, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. How's everyone doing? What I thought I would do is get some oracle messages for everyone. So I'm going to go through the signs. I think that's the easiest way. Go through the signs, pull like 5 cards for each sign to get a story, to see what's going on for that particular sign and to get advice for them as well. What your sun, your moon, your rising, any other sign you want to watch, okay? And as always, just keep an open mind with how the messages come through. This is a little deck that I created for myself. Eventually, I'm going to turn it into a proper deck, let's say, especially if people like it and they want to see more of it. But for the time being, I thought it could help us out. There we go with the door service. Okay. All right. So, I don't know where everyone is in the world. What time is it where you are? For me, it's an obscene time. 6 o'clock is not that obscene. 5 o'clock was obscene. I am so not a morning person, but I'm surprisingly awake right now, so thought I'd be productive. Okay, so let's start with Aries. Give me a situation and advice for Aries in 5 cards, please. Situation and advice for Aries. So we're going to have 3 cards for the situation. Hi, Cynthia. Good morning. Where are you? Is it morning where you are? We're going to do 3 cards for the situation, 2 cards for advice for Aries. And there we go. Bottom of the deck, we do have sacrifice, compromise. It's a mirror image, and I can't really flip it over, so I don't think it'll be much use me showing you the cards. But we have sacrifice, compromise, meeting in the middle, integration. So that might be the overall energy that you're dealing with, Aries. The situation, we have breakdown, damage control, sadness and disappointment, lighten up, lift your spirits, fun, laughter. So something happened where you have to sacrifice something because it wasn't working. Okay, something broke down. This could be a relationship. This could be a situation at work. Hi, MJ. But you just basically need to do damage control, Aries, okay? And basically, I'm also getting like court situations. What is it? What do I want to say? Arguments, conflicts, butting heads. Maybe you're dealing with another Aries or a fire sign energy is what I'm getting. Also air sign energy. Someone is very cutting with their words. But there is a way to meet in the middle if you wanted to. And basically, the cards and the energy is saying that if you want to move past this, I feel like for a lot of you, you're in a position where you're saying, okay, I need to scrap everything. And the cards and the energy is saying, actually, you don't have to scrap everything. You can, but you don't have to. There is a way to salvage certain parts and certain aspects, but you kind of have to be willing to meet in the middle. Hi, Lateria. To meet in the middle, and it's almost like don't take things so seriously. I know it's easier said than done, don't get me wrong, but especially if you're dealing with like an earth sign, someone's very blunt with their words. They might not mean it as it comes across, okay? The advice, Aries. Trust your intuition, you know the truth. And then we have signs, symbols, dreams, and synchronicities. So this is telling me that this situation was meant to happen as it's happening. There's a lesson there for you. It might be something to do with trusting yourself and trusting your instincts in terms of who to trust. But also, when we talk about, trusting instincts and trusting intuition, that kind of has to override ego if ego blocks us, if ego is the majority of the energy that we're dealing with, we're not going to be able to access our intuition as easily. Okay. So I feel like that's why you have like lighten up, take a deep breath, try to release, try to see it from a different perspective. Like if it wasn't so serious, did they really mean that? Okay. Because there's a lesson here that you're dealing with. So whatever sacrifice you feel you have to make, whatever situation is breaking down, you can do damage control. You can salvage parts of it. It won't be exactly the same as it was. That's not possible with this. But there's a very valuable lesson here for you, Aries, that you need to pay attention to. Okay? So that's Aries. And this is timeless, guys, okay? So you could be dealing with this now, or this is something you've already dealt with, or this is something that's coming up and they're giving you a heads up on how to deal with it. How's everyone doing? Hi, ladies. Okay, Taurus, let's see. Give me 3 cards for the situation, 2 for advice for Taurus. Sun, rising Venus, Mars, Jupiter, whatever sign you want to watch. We all have all the signs in our chart anyway, don't we? So, Taurus, situation and advice. Situation and advice. Bottom of the deck, we have reconciliation, past opportunities returning, and closure. The situation is success through hard work and determination. Look beneath the surface. All that glitters is not gold, and change for the better. So we have an opportunity, an option on the table to go back to someone or something. For some, this can be something that you can pick up, kind of break away what wasn't working and focus on what was working and develop more of that. It will take a lot of hard work and determination to keep going and keep doing that. For others of you, I see this as an opportunity to get closure, because whoever's coming in with this look beneath the surface, all that glitters is not gold, either they have different intentions than what they're telling you, or you're seeing it as this big thing when actually, let's say someone reaches out to you, extends communication, and you've been broken up, or you haven't been speaking, whether this is romantic or otherwise, but let's say it's romantic. And they reach out to you, say, hi, how you doing? Now for you, you might see this as, this could be vice versa. You might see this as, oh, we could reconcile, we could get back together. Whereas for them, it's, okay, let me see if I can build communication. Let me see if we can build a friendship. They're not thinking about what you're thinking. Okay, so there's something there of that nature. Either way, change for the better is possible, whether that means recovering a friendship and restructuring it, redefining a relationship of any kind. Change for the better is possible. You just kind of have to keep yourself grounded and focused on what it is at that moment in time, and just keep working through it. Okay, determination is how you're going to move a relationship forward or fix it, if that's what you want to do. In terms of advice, we have declutter to make room for new blessings, and you don't have all the information. There's more to the story. So communication is a very big part of reconciling any sort of relationship. Communication is a big part. It's about, again, we have that declutter energy, and I was seeing what wasn't working kind of falling apart, similar to Aries. But this is saying, okay, strip it down to the bare minimum. Where did you fall apart? But before then, what was working? What was working, and then what led to the falling apart or to the falling out? And it's about, if you want to give this a proper chance, you have to release what happened in the past. You just have to let it go. As easy as it sounds, right? That's always easy, letting things go. But you just have to let go and how it happened, and come at it from a perspective of, okay, I want this person in my life. The way we were doing it before didn't work. I had my part, they had theirs, and the rest of it was just crap happens, pardon my French. It wasn't anyone's fault. So let's take what works and let's focus on that, okay? There's no gain to be had from rehashing it and rehashing it and rehashing it, okay? Communication is key, talking about boundaries, talking about expectations to make sure that everyone is on the same page. And again, that goes with that look beneath the surface, because you need to make sure that you're both clear on what is happening, what is expected, and what each of you is willing to do for this to come back together, okay, whatever kind of relationship this is. For those of you who are going back to work, or going back to a particular job, or going back to work in general, like a different job, again, communication is important. It is important to talk about expectations, okay, the boss's expectations, the company's expectations, as well as your own, to make sure that you start off on the right foot. Okay, let's see, Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Quiet observation reveals solutions, travel, trips, foreign. So you might be dealing with issues around travel. We all are, aren't we? Or dealing with someone who's at a distance. Oh, thank you, NJ. I got a Virgo moon. And there's quiet, okay? There's no communication between the two of you, or between you and family, or whatever this is. We have change for the better again. And in terms of advice, we're going to look at it in a minute. So we have breakdown, damage control again. So you might be dealing with an Aries, since the energy is similar. But there's distance, okay? The issue is around distance, if it's actual travel, or just distance between you and a person, you and people, you and your goal even, okay? There's distance there, there's quiet, nothing's happening, you're stuck. You have to stay put where you are. Again, you have change for the better and damage control here. That tells you you can tweak things. Thanks, Lateria. Happy to hear that. You can tweak, you have to change your expectations, is what I'm getting here. So if you were expecting to, I don't know, get back to work, if you were expecting to go back to someone, if you were expecting to reach your goal by now, whatever that is, with money or with whatever, and it's not happening, this is telling you, instead of, and we do that, don't we? We stubbornly hold on to what we want, and sometimes there's a time and a place. Sometimes that's what works, but in this case, it's not helping. And it's saying, yes, hold on to the goal. That's not the problem. The goal is not the problem. The way we approach it and the way we choose to head towards it, that might benefit from some tweaking, because by all means, you can leave things as they are and continue to be patient. Maybe keep yourself busy with something else as you wait. That's an option, absolutely. But it's saying you can move things along. You just kind of have to tweak what you do. So let's say you can't go back to doing your job exactly as you used to. So you can't be in the office, or they're telling you can't be in the office. Maybe they asked you to work from home and you said no. You said that's not an option. I just can't do that. But now you're thinking, well, actually, why don't I give that a go? I'll try. Okay, what do I need? Let's see. Let's try. Okay, and that could really push things forward. The advice cards, yeah, we have speed up and obligations, burdens, pressure, and responsibility. So it's about, if you focus on what is not working, because this is very Saturnian energy with the obligation, the burdens, the responsibility, and it's also what puts a lot of pressure on you. You have to provide for others, or you put pressure on yourself, okay? And this is saying you can move things along. Speed up is here as well. So you can change things and you can improve things. You can move them along, okay, to ease the burden, to ease the pressure. You can still fulfill your obligations and responsibilities. You just have to come at it a different way, okay? Hold on. Okay, sorry. Boy number 2 out the room. Let's see how long that lasts. So yeah, you can still fulfill your obligations and what you view as your obligations. You just have to tweak your approach and how you go about it, okay? Try something you haven't tried before, something that was potentially offered before and it simply was not an option. You weren't comfortable with it. Hi, Kachow. You weren't comfortable with it, or you didn't feel like you could. You were insecure, whatever the reason, you can try. There's nothing to lose at this point, because if you try, it could work, it could do something. If you don't try, things stay as they are for the time being. Let's look at Cancer. Give me 3 cards as a situation and 2 cards as advice for Cancer. Sun, rising, Venus. And advice. Bottom of the deck, we have stick to your standards, do not settle or compromise. In the situation, we have progress, evolution, development, growth, maturing. We have healing, recovery, back on track. We also have be patient. Destiny is playing out behind the scenes. So Cancer, you're dealing with a divine timing issue, where things are not quite ready. Hi, Kimberly. Things are not quite ready to come forward the way you want them to. So for some of you, it's a matter of patience. It's a matter of patience and keeping yourself focused on something productive as things are maturing. Things need to mature, or someone needs to mature or grow up, okay? Or a situation, a relationship needs to develop and mature. So you can't actually have what you want. Let's say you met someone a couple of months ago, you want to marry them. This is saying it's not going to happen. It needs more time. For some, if that's the situation, it needs to mature. You need to develop it. So that's the kind of energy they're dealing with. At the same time, this is saying stick to your standards, do not settle. So be selective with what or whom you choose to invest in. You can have progress, absolutely, but it's about maturing and developing the right circumstance. There is also an opportunity here for healing and to get a relationship back on track. But it's very important to not pick up where you left off. You have to restructure. You have to talk about expectations and do not settle or compromise who you are, because that may be something that happened before and it didn't work out, okay? When it comes to advice, we have manifesting now, thoughts become things. So this is, again, divine issue, manifestation, and we have breakdown, damage control. What is it with this card? There's 77 cards in the deck, okay? So, again, absolutely, it's saying you can do damage control, you can recover, you can repair, you can heal, absolutely. However, be patient, know that it will take time, and you have to do it properly. It has to be the right way. So whether this is something you want to initiate or it's something that is coming your way, remind yourself you have to do it properly. It has to be proper. Otherwise, you'll end up where you were before or worse, okay, with whatever situation this is. So stick to your standards, not from a stubborn, egotistical point of view, but from the point of view of, listen, at the end of the day, this is who I am and this is what I deserve. It's not me being unrealistic. It's a matter of fact, okay? I deserve what I put into the relationship. That's what I deserve to get back. And putting things in those terms kind of raises the bar for that situation. And the other person can join you on the new level and you can take it from there and develop. Or the other person can say, well, actually, I'm not quite there yet, or whatever the case may be. Or if they bolt, that's something that you just needed to have closure from. And then you can focus on what is worth your time and investment. Okay? But you're manifesting. So whatever you're bringing into your life, or whoever you're bringing into your life, whether it's someone new or someone coming back, you're manifesting that in order to either heal, recover from that situation yourself and get closure, because you're simply in different places and you're not going to get what you deserve, or to develop it, to mature it, in which case it's very important to talk about standards and expectations, okay? So, if this is about jobs and job search, because that's also something coming up, this is again saying, don't compromise who you are. Identify what you're willing to compromise on. Identify how far you're willing to go. Like, okay, I want $50,000 salary. And then you can tweak it and say, okay, I would be open to going as low as 40, let's say. But I cannot go lower than 10 or 20 or whatever, because if I sit down, do the math and do the bills and everything else, expenses and everything else I have to provide for, whatever, this is where I am. So it's not being egotistical, it's being matter of fact. Okay? So I hope that helps. Let's look at Leo. Oh boy. Okay. Leo, forgive and forget, starting over, rebuild, hope. Manifesting now, thoughts become things. Blessed encounters, new relationships, and advice for Leo. We have there, and stick to your standards, do not settle or compromise. Some of you are cuspers, Leo, Cancer, Leo, cuspers. So this is going to apply to you as well as the Cancer message. For those who are dealing with Cancer, but the energy is there. So we have again this energy of starting over. You can rebuild something. You're manifesting this. This is being brought to you or brought back to you. It can be about relationships, new relationships in particular. This is the message. For some of you, you're thinking of restarting something from the past, and that's what you're manifesting. You can try to start over and try to rebuild. Just know that it will take a lot of work. And again, it's very important that you talk about your expectations with each other. But if you want to restart something, you have to forgive and forget. And I don't know that a lot of us can do that. Like completely, like scratch the past. If you can take it out of your mind, like it never happened, and start over. Okay? That is a possibility. However, for a lot of you, what you're manifesting or who you're manifesting coming into your life right now, whether it's a friendship, a business relationship, a love relationship with family members even, what you're manifesting now, bringing it back, it is in order to look at it, forgive it, and release it, clear your energy, because you have new relationships coming in. Okay? Advice. See? Needed endings. Embrace change. Success through hard work and determination. So again, a similar message. You can rebuild. Mercury's getting ready to go retrograde, isn't it? Because that's the energy here. You can rebuild something. You can restart something. But it will take a lot of hard work and determination to keep it going in a positive direction. And you have to start with a clean slate to give it any sort of chance. But for a lot of you, this is around endings that are needed. That is why you're manifesting what you're manifesting, because it needs you to look at it, forgive, forget, release it in order to embrace the new encounters. Okay? So very clear message there, Leo. Let's see, Virgo. Kimberly's a Virgo sun. MJ's a Virgo sun. I'm a Virgo moon. Let's see what Virgo's got going on. Virgo. Situation, 3 cards. Situation, 3 cards, and advice, 2 cards for Virgo. And advice. Your mom's a Virgo sun. Bottom of the deck. Know your worth. You are deserving. Situation. Lucky breaks, unexpected fortune, positive turn of events. Red flags, warning signs, tread lightly. Fertile energy, plant seeds, pregnancy, giving birth. So for some of you, Virgos, I feel like the lucky break and the unexpected fortune has to do with actual pregnancy, getting pregnant. And the message is to tread lightly, because I feel like high risk pregnancy. And in the first semester, you have to really take it easy. But this is coming. This is being manifested for some of you. For others of you, this is about planting seeds, and fertile energy is all about starting something new. You can start something new. And with the unexpected fortune and the lucky breaks and the positive turn of events, this brings something new into your life. I feel like you will have choices, either between the old and the new, or between several options. There is something that just kind of plops into your life out of the blue. And then there is something that you've had your energy, and I want to say tangled up in, whether it's a person or a situation, for a while. And so you have options, okay? And know your worth is telling you, know what you deserve, and kind of try to be objective. We can't really be objective because by definition we're subjective, because it's our point of view and our opinion and our experience. However, try to do like a pros and cons list. Honestly, this situation that I've been tangled up in, and that's what I heard. Is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Come down to the bottom line. Is it really worth it? What have I put into it? What am I getting out of it? Is it worth it? Okay? Because whatever opportunities come into our lives, they're not going to happen by themselves. They're presented to us, but we have to take them and we have to accept them and do something with them, don't we? And if we're tangled up in something else, we will miss whatever unexpected fortune is trying to come into our lives, whether it's new job, new person, new whatever. Okay. Let's look at advice. We have slow down, quiet observation, reveal solution. So slow things down enough to see red flags. That's, again, another message that pops up. Slow things down enough to see red flags if they are there. There is something, okay, that's coming up. You're at a crossroads. You have the opportunity to blossom, bloom, reap rewards, start a new path that will be very, very beneficial for you. It will bring you abundance on all levels. There is something that you've got your energy tangled up in. I keep repeating myself, but that's the only word that I hear over and over. And you have to, it's very important. The message here is very important, because if you choose to go for the new, you have to completely go for the new. What does that mean? It means, let's say it's about two people. Yeah, you've got someone that kind of has a hold on you, and it's not nice, and it's toxic, and it's been conflicting, and it's been just one thing after another. It's that kind of a relationship and of interaction. And then you've got this new person coming in. If you go for the new person, but your heart is still with the old, that new situation is going to be corrupt, is going to be just broken down pretty much, because we're not in it. We're just not in it. Mentally, we might be, our hearts is not in it though. So we have to clear our mind, our heart, our energy of any situation where there's been red flags after another, warning signs after another, just an uncomfortable situation, to say the least, in order to fully embrace the new. Okay? It's completely up to us what we do with this. But they're saying the way to do this, if you want to get the most out of the situation, this is what you have to do. Same thing with manifestation. You're tangled up in something, you're blocking your blessings and you're blocking your manifestations. In order to break away from that and start fresh, is you have to, again, reassess things, take a step back, quiet observation, reassess things. What am I putting my time and energy into? Is it worth it? Am I getting what I deserve out of it? If not, there's something we have to do where we come to terms with that and we release it. And we believe more strongly in our minds and in our hearts that we deserve better than we do. It's not really what I deserve, but this is something that I really, really want. You know what I mean? Because if we really, really want something and it's not granted to us, most likely it's because it's not what we deserved. Okay, we always shortchange ourselves, so just be mindful of that. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Let's look at Libra. Give me situation and advice for Libra. Situation and advice for Libra. Bottom of the deck, we have reach out, ask for what you want, aim high. Situation, nice and easy, one step at a time. Events, gatherings, reunions, reconciliation, past opportunities, returning, closure. So for some of you, if you have been thinking about reaching out to someone to make peace, to reconcile, whether this romantic or otherwise, this is saying you can do that. I feel like it has to come from you, though. It's down to you. Thanks, MJ. And Kimberly, thanks for the feedback. It has to come from you. If you want something to reconcile, whether it's for closure or to move it forward, you have to initiate it. It's up to you. Okay, that's very simply put. That's the message. And also, with whatever it is that you're doing, especially with reconciling anything, you have to slow it down, take it nice and easy, really assess where things are. Are you happy? Are you not? So that you can make tweaks at different stages, as opposed to letting things be, bottling things up, not saying things, and then in the end, it's too late to fix it. There's just too much there. You know what I mean? And maybe the other person has no clue what you're thinking. And all of a sudden you're like, snap, that's it, I'm done. And they're like, what happened? I don't understand. I thought we were okay. Because you or the other person, vice versa, were just not speaking up, not being honest, okay, and open. And yes, there is something about, being diplomatic and not talking about every little thing that bugs you, because sometimes maybe it's our issue, not the other person's. But when it comes to a relationship of any kind, we have to give the other person the opportunity to work on it as much as we do. So if they don't know that something needs to be worked on from our perspective, they're not going to work on it. But that's not to say they wouldn't, and that's not to say they do not care. That only says they don't know that we think that is something that we need to work on. Does that make sense? So this is all about clarifying, communication, taking it nice and easy, one step at a time, tweaking where you need to, and then move forward. But gatherings, events, reunions are possible. It's up to you to reach out, though. Advice, we have official and officials, important papers and meetings, free yourself from addictions, vicious cycles, control, and unhealthy situations. So you can close a cycle, fully close a cycle, a karmic cycle, by approaching it in the way that we just talked about. Okay, it's very important. That's why it's important. It's important papers in meetings. It's important contracts, soul contracts. Okay. For others of you, I feel like this talks about networking. Again, it's up to you. So you have to be the one to apply. If you're looking for a job, how is anyone going to know that you're looking if you don't talk about it or apply to stuff? You know what I mean? So apply. If you're at a gathering, especially with official people or, people in authority, people who know people, that kind of thing, go up to them and just start a conversation and just talk about who you are, what you're looking for, what you want, what your goals are, okay? Get yourself out there, be seen. Networking is very important. Get yourself on the channels, on the media. So I don't know if that's applying on Facebook. I don't know if that's a thing. LinkedIn, any other type of networking that you can do, okay? But you can get what you want through contacting people, the right people, okay? And the people that you're going to be drawn to, or them to you, are the key people that you need, okay? Because you're manifesting. But yeah, and for others, we definitely see a situation where a karmic lesson has been learned. And if this person is coming back around, it's for you to have closure, to forgive each other and the situation and release it. And you will be done with that cycle forever. So that's a big, big deal, okay? So let's move on to Scorpio. Let's see, give me 3 cards for Scorpio situation and 2 for advice. Scorpio situation and advice. Situation and advice. Bottom of the deck, we have invitations, messages, news, new information. Situation, we have be patient, destiny is playing out behind the scenes. On again, off again, recurring cycles. And communication is key. I'm telling you, this is like a Mercury retrograde reading. I probably should do that. I will do that, okay? Is that something that would be, I think that's something that would be interesting. What do you guys think, or girls? Like how Mercury retrograde is going to affect the signs. Like what is it that's going to bring up for you to look at? I think that's interesting. I think that would be beneficial. Let me know what you guys think. But the situation is, there's an invitation being extended to you. There's news you're receiving. Communication starts. Thanks, Kachow. I'm going to do that. I think it would be beneficial. I feel very strongly about it. Thanks, Kimberly. There's a situation where there's communication extended to you, Scorpio. You receive messages like a text, something, even a tweet I heard, where there's an invitation attached to it of, hey, let's talk. Hey, let's see each other. Hey, let's do this. Let's do that. This is happening because it's divinely guided, with destiny playing out behind the scenes. And it might be an on again, off again relationship. It might be. But it's important. Obviously, don't get yourself into something or back into something if it's not safe. Use your intuition, common sense, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like for some of you, this is coming around because you're supposed to kind of go through it again because there's still lessons there. Okay. For others of you, I see a cycle being completed. So whether that means a job is over, a contract is completed, a lease is up, whatever the case may be, and you're starting something new. And if you're looking for jobs, if you're looking for contracts, contract work, contracts for your business, homes, anything like that, you do have news coming in. You do have good news coming in is what I want to say with this. Okay. But again, just make sure that you put yourself out there, you let people know what you're looking for, and you apply for stuff. In terms of advice, we have red flags, warning signs, tread lightly, free yourself from addictions, vicious cycles, control, unhealthy situations. What I just say, there's a situation where, yes, it's coming back around. There's red flags all over it, mind you. And it's to say, you know the red flags now, and they have not changed. The issues, the warning signs, they have not changed. This person coming back, or this situation coming back, it's only for you to go through it one last time to get closure from it. And listen, going through something again, for some it's actually physically going through it, okay, meeting someone and starting over with whatever it is, picking back up whatever. But for others, it talks about energy. It talks about going through it in your head and in your heart, okay? There's a message, there's a communication that's happening, and that triggers things for you. And you're put in a position of kind of that person's energy or that situation's energy being with you for a while. So they're not physically next to you, but they're still with you. In order for you to observe yourself, how do I feel about this? What do I think about this? Do I really want to go forward with this? Do I feel like I've learned everything I needed to from this situation? Do they still have a hold on me? Why do they still have a hold on me? Because I know it's not healthy. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of like mental activity if it's not physically going back to something. Okay. But yeah, that's definitely, it's on the table. Okay. So just decide how you want to approach that. I hear key message is they have not changed. It's all about you and how you experience the situation. They have not changed. They come in, they're the same. They push the same buttons. They trigger the same things. Okay. It's about you. How do you feel about it now? After everything that you've learned, after everything that you've been through, because you've been through this a few times. Okay. And for some, this is same thing, different person, you know. that's coming back and triggers the same things over and over again, because you have a chance to release yourself completely from a vicious cycle, whether it's the same person, an addiction, or again, same thing, different person type thing. Communication is key with you and the other person, but also with you and yourself. Once you see these red flags, once you see these warning signs, and you understand, hey, that's really not okay. It's something where you've made excuses for it. You've tried to understand it. You've tried to make excuses. You've tried to give the benefit of the doubt. But once you get to the point where it's like, well, actually, they're just an a-hole. Pardon my French. Actually, they just mistreat me. Actually, they just don't respect me. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Once you get to that point, that's the message. That's the communication that you were supposed to get to. And then that's the turning point where you get back control over yourself and how you feel and how you react to that person or situation. Because knowing what you know gives you power that you did not have before, or you felt like you didn't. Yeah, exactly, Kimberly. It's one of them where you know what to look for. You know what it looks like. So you can't pretend you don't know and kind of get yourself in that bad situation again. Does that make sense? It's like the judgment card energy. Once you know, you cannot unknow. And you can't pretend you don't have that information. Because every time you try to think about going into that kind of situation, there's like this big alarm going off in your head that you cannot ignore. That's telling you, what are you doing? You know what this is. You know what this is. What do you think it will be different? You know what this is. And so automatically you do different things. You take different actions. You make different choices. And that's what this is about. Okay. So let's move on to, was this Scorpio? It was it right? Yes. Okay. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Yeah, it's one of them where you can't forget it, and maybe it had its good times and good moments, but you just can't go back because you know what you're going back to. You can't pretend but maybe you there's no more excuses. There's no more, you know what I mean? It's just one of them. And that's not to say that you did something wrong or the other person did anything wrong or whatever the case may be, but it's to say that situation has served its purpose in your life. It triggered something for you, and you went through the pain, and you went through everything, and you learned the lesson, and that's the purpose. That was the whole thing. Okay? And then holding on to the person beyond that point, we can't even, we don't even want to. You know what I mean? We just don't feel like we want to anymore. And that's, again, a big indication that you've learned what you were supposed to learn from that. And now you're on to bigger and better things. Because by definition, you've ascended that type of situation. You've leveled up your energy so that you won't attract or draw in the same type of situation or the same type of person into your life. Because, again, you see them coming. You know what it is. So you will kind of move past it, not accept it. And when we don't accept what is being offered of a certain level, let's say, certain level energy, and we don't accept it, the universe brings us next level energy, next level person, next level relationship, next level opportunity. You know what I mean? And that's how we grow. And that's the whole purpose behind soulmates. Listen, when I hear people say, I want my soulmate, or I want to manifest a soulmate, I always say, oh my God, be careful what you wish for, because a soulmate is the one that comes in 90% of the time. Okay, yes, you have the soulmates that you deal with that teach you more, what do you want to call them, positive lessons, but 90% of the time, and even then, even with the more positive lessons, let's say, a soulmate will test your boundaries and will push you beyond your limits. And most often that means pain, that means trauma, that means banging your head against the wall and pulling your hair out, because that's what they do. That's what a soulmate does. So be careful what you wish for. Okay? Okay. So let's say Sagittarius. Let's see. Sagittarius, give me 3 cards for situation and advice for Sagittarius. Yay, Kimberly. Okay, we have what I'm telling you. Be patient. Destiny is playing out behind the scenes. Self-sabotage, complacency, not making the effort. Lighten up, lift your spirits, fun, laughter, and be in the present. See things for what they are now. So there is a message here around mindset and attitude, especially towards yourself, Sagittarius, because for whatever reason, you tend to see yourself in a negative light. You tend to sell yourself short. You tend to, those people that do more for others than they do for themselves. I'm one of them people that, even with food, for the longest time, if I would make food for someone else, I would put all my effort into it to make it nice and beautiful and tasty. And when it came to me, I'd be like, I'm not bothered. I'll just have some bread and yogurt. You know what I mean? And I genuinely felt like I'm not bothered. It's fine. But that's not okay. Why? It's an imbalance of effort. Why are you putting more effort into other people than you do in yourself? What does that do on an energetic level, on a manifestation level? It tells the universe, give them. They are worthy. They are deserving. Don't give me. I'm good. That's what that does. You know what I mean? And it took the longest time and the most difficult lessons for me to learn that balance between giving to others and giving to myself. And that's what I see here for you, Sagittarius. So where is it that you sabotage yourself to give to others? Maybe they're deserving. I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is, can you give in the situation? Do you have the energy? Do you have the money to take care of yourself first and then give to others? Do you? If you do, by all means, go ahead. But if you do not hurt yourself to help someone else. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? It is what it is. That's how it works. But there's a very big message around that, okay? Of always making the effort for other people. When it comes to yourself, not so much. And with the Destiny card there, it's saying you're manifesting more of this. So just be very, very careful, okay, with that. I also see a bit of a pessimistic energy, like the Five of Pentacles comes to mind. You're manifesting something. You're working on something, and it's taking time. It's been put on pause. It's been put on hold. It starts and stops. It has to do with other people, or it has to do with governments and institutions. You depend on their input, or they have to give you their input or approve or whatever. And because of what's going on in the world, or because of just how things are done when it comes to official things, it takes time. And I see you starting to really get down on yourself when it comes to this, because it's not coming together as quickly as you hoped. And you're starting to doubt yourself, question yourself. You're starting to get into this apathy. And this is saying, be in the present and see things for what they are now. Good or bad. Okay? Be realistic. It's not about, if you feel like you can't be an optimist, that's fine. But don't be a pessimist. You know what I mean? What is that going to do? If you can't be in one direction, then keep yourself in the middle. Hi, Mikkel. No, I'm in the UK, but I know I sound American. Kimberly, healing from... That's exactly it, Kimberly. It takes time. Give it the time that it needs, and then keep yourself focused on things that lighten your spirit, that lift your mood, because that also helps the healing. You know what I mean? Stress hurts us more than we know. And focusing on things that don't work and putting that kind of stress and pressure and kind of anger on us hurts us mentally, emotionally, and physically. We don't see it right away, but it shows in our bodies and it breaks things down. So it's very important to give time to what needs time. Okay, it's a good option, it's a good situation, it's a good investment. Do not doubt yourself. It just takes more time. And if you can't find it in your energy to be optimistic, that's fine, but don't be pessimistic either. Stay in the middle. See it for what it is, okay? And try not to go to extremes, especially if it's a negative direction. Advice, we have work on it and don't give up. And then we have quiet observation reveals solutions. So this is telling you, yes, it's quiet now, but solutions are coming. Progress is happening. It's playing out behind the scenes. You may not see it. And to you, it looks like nothing's happening, but it's happening, okay? There's things happening. There's things moving. It's just behind the scenes for now. So this is saying, don't give up on this. It's a good situation. It's a good opportunity. It's a good investment of your time. But just come at it either from an optimistic perspective of, you know what? Okay, fine. I can't do anything with this. I've done my part. That's my alarm. 2 hours later. Hi, Angelic Michelle. I've done my part. Beyond this, it's beyond my control. So there's really no point, realistic, right? Practical. There's really no point in me dwelling on it. I'll keep an eye on it, but I'll focus on something else that's productive, that's creative, and that keeps me going as this matures and it gets to the level it needs to. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm seeing here. And again, if this is something you're currently dealing with or have been dealing with, and this is your way to improve the situation, or it might be something coming up, okay? I hope the messages help. You're not stuck. Make a choice and follow through. You're not stuck. So how are you going to approach the situation? You know what I mean? Make that choice, make that determination, and then just follow it through. If you come to the conclusion that actually, you know what, this is a good thing for me and it needs more time, I'm going to give it more time. I'll be patient. Once you decide to be patient, then be patient. Carry on, follow through, keep your word to yourself. It's that kind of energy, okay? What are we on? Capricorn. Situation and advice for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Any other sign you want to watch? Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Thanks, Michelle. I actually, you hear everyone say this, don't you? Channeled it or whatever, but I actually did. I genuinely did. I sat down and just had a chat with my angels and my guides, set the intention that this is what I want to do. I want to do a deck that will be helpful for me and for others, that will be able to cover, it won't be just a love deck or it won't be just a work deck or whatever, for the highest good of all. And then I just kind of sat down, meditated, in front of the computer. Don't think I was doing anything fancy. But when you just quiet the mind, to me, that's meditation. When you just quiet the mind and you just allow for ideas to flow. And I just wrote down all the messages. And I knew it had to be 77 cards. I knew it had to be 77 messages. 7 is important. The way they explained it to me was it's the number of truth of knowledge. Or that's how they explained it to me. I'm not a numerology expert. But yeah, that's how I did the deck. Oh, thanks, Kachow. Thanks, guys. I'll keep you posted. I definitely want to make it into a proper deck, because I do think it will help people. So thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. Capricorn, let me take a sip of coffee. You've got work on it, don't give up at the bottom of the deck. So what are you working on? Okay, we have red flags, warning signs, tread lightly. We have blessed encounters, new relationships, and we have not at this time. Okay. This is saying be selective with what you are investing in, and also don't quit before the miracle happens. I hear that, and I see the 9 of Wands energy. Don't give up. So what it is, it's a matter of timing for some of you. Your new situation, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, contract, whatever, is coming. Don't give up. I also see because it's not happening the way you want to, when you want to, timing is important here. Because it's not happening when you want to, you're tempted to look around to lesser things, okay? In other words, to settle for something else. And that's big red flags for you. And that's a warning sign, okay? This is saying, don't do that. What you're asking for, what you're manifesting, what you know you deserve is coming. It just needs a little more time. I don't feel like it's a lot. I feel like a little more time. And it's, you know how we quit right before we have a breakthrough? As humans, that's what we do, don't we? It's like there was a picture that comes to mind where there's this guy digging, and he's digging, and he's digging. And he dug all this big patch of land or whatever. And literally, he's got like this far to go to hit that diamond. And he just quits because he's like, I'm never going to find it. I should have found it by now. It's not happening. And he just quits and goes. And he was that close. That's the energy that I'm seeing. So what you want as you want it, more importantly, is coming. It just needs a little more time. During this time, you're asked to keep working on it, to keep going. Don't give up. Whether it's something that you can actually do to continue to invest in it, or it's a matter of just giving it the time, and that's how you're working on it, because that's also a form of working on it, you know. Being patient with the manifestation is part of the process, it's part of the work. But it's coming. And don't settle. Do not settle for something that is less than what you deserve, and it's less than what you've put into this situation. You know, don't waste your work, is also what I hear. In terms of advice, we have the power of prayer, miracles, and we have retreat, study, reflection, and preparation. This is a time. Good night, Angelic Michelle. So happy you could join. I'm really, really happy I could talk to you. Thanks for joining. And I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. So, Capricorn, you're in a time of preparation. That's what this is. You're in a time of preparation. So it's important to let things come together and let things develop as they need to develop. Keep yourself focused on things that you can do if this is about something that's outside of your control. The power of prayer works miracles, literally. Okay? What does that do? That's a form of meditation. So what does that do? It puts you in a space of positive energy, of hope. Yeah. Provided that we don't go at it with that energy of desperation that we humans put into everything because we really want it. Okay. It's about taking a step back and saying, okay, this is happening. Talking to your angels, your guides, God, whoever it is that you work with, this is happening. Okay. I acknowledge that it needs more time. Please let it come together when it's supposed to, as it's supposed to. I'll be patient. I'll work on this. I'll work on that in the meantime. I'll work on myself in the meantime. And I'm ready for this when it's ready for me. Okay? Putting things into that kind of context and approach, it takes away that energy of desperation, of make it fast, please make it fast, please let it happen. When we do that, and that's what we do as people, don't get me wrong, I'm not judging anyone, that's what we do as people. Because we have that need to control, and it has to be as we want and when we want. And we're not co-creating when we are like that. It's not all up to us. The universe has to do its part, and we have to allow the universe to do its part. We have to co-create, yeah? So it's about coming at it from the perspective of there's an energy of peace and there's an energy of attraction as opposed to rejection when we say, I'm ready for it when it's ready for me. I know it's happening. I know it's coming. I know it's mine. I'm ready for it when it's ready for me. And in the meantime, you carry off and you focus on things that are productive, that are constructive, that teach you things, that develop you. Because this is baking in the oven, okay? It's baking, it's happening, it's almost done. That's the most relevant message that I want you to remember, Capricorn. This is almost done. It's almost here. don't wreck it. Okay? Don't wreck it by quitting on it, by just giving up on it, by bringing negativity and toxicity into it, okay? By pushing it away. The more we try to hold on to it, isn't that how it happens? The more we try to hold on to something, the more it slips through our fingers, okay? So that is that, and I hope it helps. Moving on to Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to know? What's the situation and advice for Aquarius? Situation and advice. Happy birthday, Capricorns, by the way. My 2 boys are Capricorns. If cats have horoscopes, I don't know. Yeah, aqua genuses. We're all on aqua. Aquarius. Success through hard work and determination at the bottom of the deck. So whatever it is that you're working on, keep working on it. What I say. Working on it. Work on it. Don't give up. Nice and easy, one step at a time. Needed endings. Embrace change. So what I see here is what you're working on, whether it's your business, a job, a relationship, yourself, your personal goals, what you're working on, it's worth it. It will be very successful, and it will bring you great abundance. Work through it as changes are happening. There's changes happening. So for a lot of you, it will be around what's going on in the world, okay? So Ka-Chow, for example, if you're trying to lose weight, like I have been, it's a situation where you can't go to the gym because they're shut. They're all where I am. I don't know about where you are. And this is saying, okay, so don't just give up, tweak it. Come up with a different plan, nice and easy. It's about planning, strategizing, okay, one step at a time. Work through the changes, embrace the changes. You can't ignore them. You can't pretend they're not happening. They're in your face. You have to deal with them. So this means adjust, okay? Adapt. But continue to work on what this is because it's a good thing. It's a good, solid investment, all right? In terms of advice, we have overthinking. There you go, overthinking, worst case scenarios, fears, nightmares. That is what is bringing you down, bring your energy down. That is what will start, if it's not already, start making you question yourself and question the situation. And we have, you don't have all the information. There is more to the story. So that means for some of you, if you've hit a block or things have slowed down, the message is research will give you the way forward. Okay, so research, talk to people, get more information, ask questions, look into, yes, we are, Kimberly, look into alternative ways of doing things. That's your research. That's what's going to get you through. If this is a matter of things going on outside of the block comes from like a society thing, a government thing, what's going on in the world currently, if that's where the block is coming from, this is saying, again, there's no point in overthinking or worst case scenarios or fear. This is what it is, okay? We can't think it to death. We can't change it, okay? But if that's the situation, know that there's more to the story. There are things going on that we're not aware of, but they're trying to work in the right direction for us. So if that's the case, it's a matter of trying to focus on what you can control and what you can do in a time of constant change, okay? When this whole thing started, I did experience like overthinking, doing worst case scenarios, fear, because of the unknown, because we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know how to approach it. We didn't know what the best way forward was. But when you catch yourself and you bring your energy back and you get more information, take it nice and easy, one step at a time. Okay, what do I want to do? Do my job. Cool. How can I do my job if I can't go to the office? talk to people, talk to your boss. Okay, I'm concerned about this. How can we do this? I'm willing to work from home. Can I work from home? What do I need? What would be required? Can you provide this? What else do I need to go? So it's a matter of getting information is power. It is where it is, okay? It's a matter of getting information, getting down to the bottom of things, coming up with a strategy. That's the nice and easy part. Don't overthink it, because that's like jumping to the extreme. That's what overthinking does. And you're not there, and you're not going to get there. So what's the point in you thinking, for example, in a relationship, you have your first fight, right? And you're thinking, oh, that's it. It's the end. We're never going to get along. That's it. It's done. It's done. It's just done. Take a deep breath. Look at it for what it is, here and now. It just needs change. It just needs to adjust. It just needs to be adapted to who we are as individuals. And it's not a matter of my will or your will. It's a matter of what is our will. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of flipping the perspective on it, getting more information, keeping it where it is, as opposed to, oh my God, worst case scenario. That's the way forward. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's annoying, to say the least. Yes, you're dealing with hardship for some of you. But this is telling you that overthinking it, focusing on the fear, focusing on what doesn't work, really is not helping you, the situation, or anyone else. So it's about taking your power back. You can be successful. You can do whatever you want to do. What you want is within reach. Okay, that's what work on it, don't give up means. What you want is within reach. You're just hitting a bump right now. And the key is to focus on what you can do as opposed to what you cannot do. Okay? It just needs a tweak, and you can just keep going. Does that make sense? So I hope that makes sense, and I hope it helps. And we are on Pisces. Guys, again, if you can help me with timestamps when I post this, that would be awesome and greatly appreciated. Because as soon as I'm done with Pisces, I have to sit down and go to work. Thanks, Mikkel. You were working on that, or another creative venture, I think, when we had... I think we read together, didn't we? We worked together. But yeah, there you go. That's your message. Keep on it. It's coming together. Yeah. Okay, Pisces. Situation and advice for Pisces. Okay, hold on. Co-creating, allow for divine intervention, have faith. Temporary hardship, karmic tests, unsettled or chaotic energy, transition. And stick to your standards. Do not settle or compromise, Pisces. Your advice. And bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck, we have events, gatherings, reunions. So for some of you, this is about a separation. And I feel that very soon you'll have the opportunity to go back to the person or the situation. It is a karmic situation. And you'll have the opportunity to go back to it, as I say. But it's important to stick to your standards. Do not settle or compromise. This is not one of them situations where you compromise and you make it better. Compromising will create an imbalance in that connection or in that situation. Okay? This is especially for those of you who are experiencing a separation within a relationship. You do have the chance to come back together, but for some of you, compromise is the issue. So whether it's, if you have been doing more compromising than the other person, this is saying do not do that anymore. Don't settle and don't compromise. Talk about your standards and your expectations. If the other person meets them, lovely. If they do not, that's your answer, and it's time to kind of transition from that, get some closure. Because it has to be co-creation. It has to be the both of you, both parties, whatever this is. For others of you, if this is the issue, is that someone does not want to compromise. Whether this is you or the other person, it could be the same situation we talked about before, where there's just one party that doesn't want to compromise, does not compromise. But for some, I feel like it's more of a, you have willingly compromised more than the other party. It's not like they forced you to do that. And for others, it's more of a, that was their will that they imposed, it's my way or the highway type of attitude, whether this was at work or relationships or family or whatever. And that has created a lot of unsettled energy for you. And it makes you feel like you don't have the power in your own life, because you have to first see what they say, because it's their way or the highway, but it's your life. Does that make sense? So I feel like this is about empowerment. You're seeing this person again, whether you haven't seen them in a while, or there was a breakup or separation, whatever. You're seeing this person again soon, and it's a test. Karmic tests. It's a test. You can reunite, but it has to be right, and that rhymes. You have to both have equal parts in that relationship, whatever kind it is. It will be a test. It will be a test for you to observe how they come to the situation, what they bring to the table, what their attitude is, what their approach is. You will know from that if they're willing to work with you, or if it's again a matter of what they want. And this is especially the case if it's to do with work, if it's to do with money, if it's to do with anything like that, because if that's your money, you get to have an opinion with what happens to it, you know what I mean? So, because this is also someone who's very, very entitled. Like, they expect you to give them money. I don't know if this is a child or a family member or a friend or whatever, or someone who you support financially every now and again, but this is someone who's very entitled, and they're coming to you like, what? You have to give me money. And this is for you to go, do I have to? Who says I have to give you money? Who says that? And if I do, if I'm responsible for you, if I do have to provide for you, that doesn't mean I just have to give you money. We have to work together here. You know what I mean? So I feel like for you, this is about restoring balance in a connection. Let's see. The advice, we have declutter to make room for new blessings and reach out, ask for what you want, aim high. Absolutely. Stick to your standards. Same message. Stick to your standards. Talk about your expectations. It's a case of, listen, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to help you, or I'm not going to give you what you need or what you're asking for / demanding, actually. I'm not saying that. But if you want me to help you, you have to help me too. We have to help each other. You know? We have to each do our part. And no one's just going to give you money. We have to work for it, don't we? That's what a job is. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with any kind of relationship. And that's what I feel is the conversation that is happening for you, Pisces. And with the declutter energy, I feel like you will give this person the opportunity to co-create, the opportunity to join you on this level and be like, listen, this is what needs to happen in order for me to be in this situation. And again, it's not coming from an egotistical perspective. It's coming from a matter of fact, this is what I deserve because this is what I put into it. This person, that's a test for them as well. They can rise to the occasion, or they can kick off and fuss and pout and be moody and try to, I don't know, try to make you forget about what you just said pretty much and just give them what they're asking for, intimidate you or bully you or pull at your heartstrings or whatever, okay? In which case, I do see you getting your answer of, okay, I know what this is then, and decluttering that person, that situation from your life, whether that is walking away from the person, blocking someone, or simply not giving it your energy anymore. You know what I mean? Not letting it get to you, not letting it affect you, and not lending it your time, your energy, your efforts, your money, your affection, whatever this is. Okay? In which case, you have new blessings coming in. Because again, you've defined what you want to yourself, to someone else, but also to the universe. You're creating something. Again, you're putting something forward of this is what I want, inviting the universe to do its part in that co-creation process. Okay? So really, really nice. Really nice. Because it's not easy to get to this point. It really isn't, speaking from experience. It really is not easy to get to this point where it's like, I don't care what you do. If you want to put in the work, awesome. Let's do this. If you do not want to put in the work, too bad. Good luck to you. I'm going to focus on myself. And it doesn't kill you to hear that. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother you. It doesn't break you down anymore to hear, hi, Julie. I think you can. I think. But yeah, it doesn't bother you anymore what they do because you understand it's on them. You've done your part. You can't do their part for them, whoever this is. Okay, so it's a very, very empowering, but also peace-bringing energy. Okay? Beautiful. Awesome. I love it. Okay. So that was Pisces. And I think we're done. Yeah, we're done with the signs. I'm going to pull a crystal card as overall just advice for everyone, or as a way to wrap up the reading. Let's see. We have turquoise. Spiritual path. Your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. This is the energy that we're talking about. This is exactly what it is. Once you have that knowledge and that deeper understanding within yourself, it's inevitable that you make different choices. It's inevitable. You can't go back. That's what judgment energy is as well. You can't go back to the way it was before you had that realization. You can't go back. It's just not an option. It just doesn't make sense anymore. You know what I mean? This is what we're going through right now. Well, this is what we're always going through because everyone's on a different path and timeline and whatever. But that's the ultimate goal. This is what it is. Okay? Julie, I'm holding on to see if it works. If you do want to make a donation, I'm holding on to see if it works and you can, so I can pull some cards for you. If not, let me know. That's fine too. I'm just conscious I need to get ready for work. These wanted to be seen. Watermelon tourmaline. Stress reduction. De-stress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. I hear that. And kyanite, make time for self-care. Similar message, similar energy. Taking time for yourself is essential right now. So again, this is saying and confirming that taking care of yourself is not a selfish act. Yes, it talks about self-love. But at the same time, if you want to take care of others as well, how can you take care of others if you are not okay? What are you going to give to others if you're not okay? What was the phrase? An empty cup can't pour anything? Or something like that. Okay, so this is a message that someone needs to hear. Don't beat yourself up over taking time for yourself. And don't beat yourself up over doing what you need to do. it's important, just as important or more important than what you're working on. Because you need to refresh your energy in order to, can't give from an empty cup, thanks, Kachel. You have to refresh your energy in order to then have what to invest into what you're working on to help it grow. Okay? Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this was useful. I enjoyed the messages. I enjoyed doing the reading. I hope it was useful. Thank you to everyone who joined, and thanks to everyone who's going to watch afterwards. Looking forward to your thoughts, looking forward to your comments. Thanks in advance for everyone helping with timestamps. And I'm going to go to work. Oh, thank you, Julie J. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let me do this one. Pull a couple cards for you. How will my key collection go today? New apartment. Well, congratulations on your new apartment. Oh, thanks, Kachao. I enjoyed you. That's beautiful. So let's see. Angels and guides, please focus on Julie J. How will her key collection go today? Will it be a positive experience? What does she need to know? 3 cards. So we have the moon at the bottom of the deck, the 8 of cups, the judgment card, and the page of wands. 6 of wands. What is it that you're anxious about? Because I don't know Joe, the guy that showed me the apartment. Oh, okay. Because this is something that you don't know or something you're confused about with the moon card and it's causing anxiety for you. But you have the 6 of wands. At the bottom, under that, you have the page of wands as the last card. That's all about positive movement, positive communication. The judgment card is good news combined with the page of wands. And the 8 of cups talks about the moving process, you know, where you're in transition from one place to the other. So in terms of how will it go, I feel like it will go well. You will have the information that you need. Chariot, there is success as well. I feel like with the 5 of swords and the page of swords and the 6 of wands, they'll tell you about, I don't know if there's rules to the building or something like that, because they will talk about that kind of, not restrictions per se, but like the rules. But you have very positive cards here telling me that it will go well, it will go smoothly, and you'll have a lot to celebrate because that's awesome, a new apartment. So I hope that helps you, Julie. Yeah, it will. That's page of wands and page of swords, so that's what that is as well. And the five of swords is like the bottom line, the facts. Yeah, it's coming. I mean, if you're worried about that, it's fine. It's coming. Okay, it'll be okay. So good luck. Let me know and enjoy your new apartment. Okay, and thanks for the super chat again. Okay, guys. Thank you, Julie. You're awesome. I appreciate it. I'll leave it at that, guys, because I have to go to work. My other work. I'll talk to you soon, too. Okay? Thanks, guys. I'm sending you lots of love. You know what's funny? I noticed this. I don't throw the love word around very easily. I really don't, because I mean it, and I say it when I mean it. I say it when I believe it, when I feel it. And when you don't actually talk to someone, you record the videos, or you're pretty much talking to yourself, you know what I mean? Or you post something, you're talking to yourself. Yes, it's intended for others, but you're talking to yourself, aren't you? But doing this and interacting in this way, I genuinely feel like I want to say I love you guys, and I genuinely feel like when I say I'm sending you lots of love, I feel it as well. You know, so I thought that was really, really cool. And thank you for bringing the feeling and the emotion of love to me as much as I'm trying to send it to you guys as well. Okay? So thanks for that. I really love you guys. And I'll see you in the next live. Okay? I'll do that Mercury retrograde one because I think that'll be interesting. Okay? Bye, guys. See you in the next one.